In a moment, we're going to hear from Mr. Shapell's grandson, Adam. And just a word of introduction, because the passing of Mr. Shapell 2 years ago was connected with him coming to share a simcha that was most directly a simcha of Adam. It was a simcha of the entire Shapell family. But Adam and his wife had the first Shapell born in the land of Israel. And we talk about things that Mr. Shapell probably dreamed that he would never see. It was clearly that he had a great-grandson born in the land of Israel. I just want to read one paragraph just to remind ourselves, those of you who were there, those of us who were there, and to share with you a paragraph from my wife that she wrote to the Shapells, because we participated in the bris, and Mr. Shapell was the sandak, and Ruthie writes, Rebbetzin Karlinsky writes, "The picture of your father beaming at the bris of his great-grandson, Yoav Tzvi, will forever be etched in my mind. I can imagine that there were times in his life that he thought he may never see children, let alone grandchildren and great-grandchildren. And I'll just add, and that they would be born in Israel. As I was leaving, I went over to say goodbye, and I showed your father the printed copy of the speech that Adam had given out. I told him how much I enjoyed the speech and that I was saving my copy. He patted his jacket pocket and told me he was also saving his copy. And I'm sure you all derive pleasure in the knowledge that your father was able to participate in this last special simcha. It was that simcha that brought him to Eretz Yisrael, and it was an amazing final experience for him to be the sandak at his great-grandson. And we're going to ask Adam to share a few words about his grandfather."
Hello everyone. So yeah, that's actually a true story.
I try to only tell true stories.
He was actually also the first Shapell to be buried in Israel. So there's another connection. Everyone who knew my grandfather, David, Zayde, I'll be calling in for the rest of my time up here, would say very similar things about him. His qualities were never compromised or modified due to external reasons or distractions from others. I did a little research back in the day when he was alive, when his actual birthday was, because the birthday everyone knows is February 4th. But anyway, I was from my research, his birthday was he was born in the week of Parashat Shoftim, and he died on Parashat Mishpatim, the week of Parashat Mishpatim, and that I find a lot of significance in that, because he was he was not a judge or anything, but it was very important to him, the truth and things, and no phoniness. And also, I remember a rabbi talking about how the name David in Hebrew is same right and same left, same backward, same forward, and that's the kind of he was always real, upfront, spoke his mind, and at the same time always was ready to listen to the opinions of others. Short story about my son from about a week ago. Before I took him to kindergarten, somehow it came up that he wants to wear his kippah to kindergarten, and it's not like a religious kindergarten or anything, because he's only 2, and nobody else wears a kippah there. And he was very he really wanted to wear the kippah that day, and I told the kindergarten teacher when I brought him there that whenever he wants to take it off, then you can take it off. There's no pressure, whatever he wants. But he kept it on the whole day, and that's fine. And the next day he didn't wear it, which is also fine. Zayde's, and I can say as Zayde's son's son, it's that lack of forcing a child, but rather leading by example, is the type of education my dad received, I received, and my son too is receiving. That was just the way he was. Right, wrong, choose right, do, don't talk, and don't talk about too much about it. Just how kosher means kosher, at least in my mind, and although today in Israel it's a bit more complicated than that, unfortunately. So he was the same way. Moving forward, not backwards and not sideways. Short story about my friend, a close friend of mine. Met him for the first or second time about 3 or 4 years ago, and just wanted to get one piece of advice from my grandfather. It was on a Shabbat day, and he asked him, give me some advice, how do I succeed in business? And he was expecting like a long, answer, and he didn't really know, my grandfather. And all my grandfather said, he looked straight in the eye and said, work hard and be honest. And it's exactly what he was and what he did, and it illustrates how real of a person he was. I remember my dad spoke here a year ago, and he talked about how the college, through my grandfather's initiative, implemented a Holocaust studies curriculum every Yom HaShoah, and Zayde making sure the program dealt with all the aspects of the Holocaust, no matter how uncomfortable and how unpleasant it was. Because to Zayde, all that mattered was telling it how it is, whether regarding the Holocaust, family issues, business, and even making it crystal clear that the soup in front of him simply wasn't hot enough until it was just right. I'm going to read a really short quote from a letter that I received from my grandparents. All the grandchildren received it in 2011. Our grandchildren are our greatest pride and our greatest hope for the future of our people. Short and sweet, and it's really how they felt, and how my grandmother feels today about her family. He never talked about what he owned or what he wished he owned. Rather gave you the feeling that he was truly happy just to be alive, wake up in a bed with a roof over him every morning, and truly grateful for the holy gift of a family, of having a family, being the best husband he knew to be, best father, grand and great grandfather, David, Zayde. I believe there are people in this world that God actually puts on this earth to act as role models for all the others. And he's most definitely in that exclusive club of people. Yehi Zichro Baruch.